Hey guys, got another video for you guys. It's Underground Geek here, and we're going to talk about Titans number 20. Now, this has been a favorite series of mine. I like the dynamic of the team. I like how they're grown up. So you have the Teen Titans, and now you have the Titans, which is their whole other team. And you get the aspects of a hero that's not really Justice League, but is older than Teen Titans. So they're kind of like junior Justice League members. And a lot of them have ties to the original Justice League team, but they're variations, so they're very fun. A lot of them used to be sidekicks, and now they're their own people. And this is kind of a crazy storyline because they have been disbanded. You see their uniforms there on the ground. They've been disbanded by the Justice League, pending an investigation to see if they're still good to be Titans. Because of some of their decision-making skills in the last couple of issues. And so, now, I have some gripes with this book because the art is a little And, I mean, it's not bad, it's just a little And then, at the same time, there's little things here and there that I was like, meh. But, I mean, it's a pretty good book. That's what I'll say. It's a pretty good book because if you compare this to a lot of Marvel books, it blows it out of the water. I mean, that's what happens when you have a terrible book market. Average books look better than normal, if that makes sense. And by the way, I still haven't gotten to watch this, so I still got to watch that. I'll probably watch it today since I'm off work. But I still got to clean up I got to clean up my basement, so I may put it on while I'm cleaning things up. So this is in Brooklyn. This book circle is focused on Roy, the Red Arrow Arsenal, whatever he's going by now, and he's on his own. He's trying to find a gang syndicate of like drug peddlers and drug dealers, and so he's on his own. He's by himself. He has nobody to help him. It's different now because, you know, he was on that team and now he's on his own, so it's kind of tough. And this is by Dan Abnett. The pencils are by Paul Poletter, and the inks are by Andrew Hennessy. And then you have colors by Adriana Lucas. So you have somebody doing pencils, somebody doing inks, somebody doing colors. And sometimes that can be, if you add somebody else in there, sometimes that can be bad. But anyway, he's right in action. We got bullets firing at him left and right. Bam, 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 bam. I mean, they're just like blowing this place down with bullets. So they go in there and check to see if he's dead. He comes booming out. He's got some cool tattoos. But he comes booming out of there. Starts kicking, slapping people. They're trying to shoot him. They throw a grenade at him. And when they threw that grenade at him, I mean, he is a normal dude. So the grenade did a lot of damage. It kind of concussed him. So he's down. And then Reinsler fixing to finish him off. Bam, here comes Cheshire. Cheshire is a mercenary. She comes in and starts attacking. She's got some cool karate moves. Taking the guys out by surprise. That's what she does. And so Roy's kind of like, what are you doing here? She says, well, obviously I'm saving you. She says, are you coming? A lot has changed since last time. And the cool thing about this book is it has the regular dialogue, but it also has the thoughts of what Roy is thinking in the red boxes. And it says, I guess people always say that about their exes. It says, she's a killer, she's a mercenary killer, all-around bad person. He says, I guess that's what they say about all their exes. He says, we broke up, she ghosted me, then, you know. So now, they're explaining to each other what's going on. You know, he's trying to take down this drug syndicate, but he also had a drug and drinking problem. So she's thinking, you know, is that a good idea for you to be around that kind of stuff? And he says, you know, this is different this time around. And this is where it kind of gets on my nerves because you look at this art, it's a little rough. Like Roy is drawn very goofy. He's got the solid green eyes, things like that. From a distance, he looks like a completely different person right here. Look at her face. Oh, she looks like some kind of monster. But then you look at this, and they look good. So it's all over the place. So she explains that some people in the neighborhood had hired her to take down the syndicate, and she feels good doing some good now, you know. It's family members of people that have been affected by the drug. And so they're talking, and she gets up to leave, and she hasn't paid for the check. he says, wait a second, you left the check. And then the cook says, her money's no good here, not after all she's done. He's like, huh? So that kind of lets him know, that kind of puts in the back of his mind, something's different here with her. But at the same time, we've got Donna Troy locked in her room in the Justice League Tower. And he's calling her, talking to her, because they have kind of a thing going on. They like each other. They haven't really gotten a chance to date because of all the hecticness. And so he's trying to call her to keep in contact with her. But here's the thing, though. He knows where this is heading because he tells her, he says, look, listen, Donna, I have to go dark for a while. I got a promising new lead that I can't ignore. He says, we can't talk anymore. I'll be fine. I've always had to look out for myself. And you can see that she's very upset. He says, Donna, do you understand? And she says, look after yourself, Harper. See, that's where he made the mistake right there with this, personally, because he knows what's going to happen with this Cheshire girl. Her coming back into his life is not a good thing. And Donna there by herself with, she's just on her own, and he should have done something to get to her. Like if it was me and Donna Troy is locked in that tower and I like her and we can't be together, then I'm going to find some way to boom tube to that tower. It's going to happen. I'm going to attack the Justice League and make them take me in. But instead, he goes off on his own for his own reasons and kind of leaves Donna there on her own. So at the same time, we have Wally and Nightwing talking. Wally's got a new apartment. He's helping him move in. They're talking about buddy stuff, which is a good thing. There's the advertisement for Green Lantern Earth 1 again. Man, I don't know why I like this book so much, but that green just, man, catches my eye. But so they're talking about all their problems, how they're best buds. Wally doesn't really have a place. He doesn't have a place in this world. He doesn't understand what to do. Pretty good artwork here with the differentiating the people with color, simple silhouettes. This is a little okay here. Pretty good. You can tell that these guys are like hired soldiers, a little bit higher up than your normal soldiers. That almost looks like the Russian guy. What's his name? Gosh, KG Beast. Almost looks like him there. And so they're fighting. And here's where we get our first indication that something's going on. Because they're fighting together, and then all of a sudden he goes, Cheshire, where are you? And she pops up and she says, what? She says, do you miss me if I'm not in your eye line for 2 seconds? So that's where it's kind of the indication that something's not going right here, They're having feelings for each other, obviously. So they find the drugs that they need. And they're sitting there talking. They're congratulating themselves pretty much for a good night in the fighting. And this is when they start having a talk amongst each other. And she's starting to really see how this is giving him a purpose going after this syndicate. He's like very excited about it. He's got all these options and things that he needs to do, And as they're talking, you can tell her expressions are changing. She's looking at him a certain way. They're touching. And things go a little sideways. Oh no. Yep. Some things happen. It's good whenever your back's all scratched up. But anyway, so this is when this pops up. Bam. Some kind of nightmare. Usage now 10%. So something has happened here. He wakes up, he's drooling, he's shaking. He's like, oh no. Did I use last night? Did I use the drugs? There's some drugs sitting there open. Something's happened. She's left him. She's taken the drugs and left. But here's my thing. I don't think he used the drugs. I think that whatever this was, mind controlled him and affected him. I don't think he actually did use the drugs. And so she steals the fake drug, takes it back to her group here, her gang team, and Brain is there, and Brain's the one that was doing that. So he has done something to Roy Harper. At the same time, you can tell that Cheshire really does care for Roy because she says something here. She says, just a little piece of the past I had to deal with, but I'm not one for sentiment. The past won't trouble us again. It'll take a little trip and it won't be back. And he said, make sure of it. So the next is the hunt for Roy Harper. But here's the thing. you could tell that she was affected by this. She still likes him. She was using him, but she still likes him. So now we've got this love triangle going on. Donna's on her own. You know when Donna finds out about this, she's gonna be pissed. I mean, you know, she's pretty much Wonder Woman, so she's probably gonna snap his neck. But it sucks because I've been waiting for Donna and Roy to get together. And now all that's going on, and now it's going to mess things up, so great. But, you know, it's a pretty good comic book. I mean, it had a decent amount of action, still had a decent storyline, so I got to commend them on that. The art was a little wonky, though. I think that needs to be a little bit better, a little bit tighter, considering how good it was to begin with. And so, you know, that happens, though. It happened in Cable. Cable's had like 4 artists since the start of the series. It happens, so maybe they'll pick it up next time. They can't all be winners, but at least the story was really good. But I'll talk to you guys later. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I should have some more videos coming up soon. I can't decide what I want to talk about next. Red Hood or Justice League America or, let's see, Wonder Woman or, let's see, I've also got Detective Comics and a couple other things. I still haven't read Bane Conquest #8. I may do that one or do some kind of independent book, but we'll see. Talk to you guys later. Underground Geek out.